Hello, welcome back to Shy Shy's Love Con. I'm the host Shyann, and with me today is my guest, Riley.
Hello, friends.
Hi,
Hi.
hi,
Hi.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So, last episode, I think I'm gonna have Finks go first, but we had Fink and we talked about magic and cars
Very
because
fun.
that framed a good idea of what Fink was into.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't do the same for you. We went for things that you've experienced instead,
Slay.
which is very religious parents and cults? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, you love talking about that, don't you?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
much fun.
It is so much fun.
It is.
It's teehee.
Hee
Yeah. I didn't get any hopefully crazy stories, but we can always look for some. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But I don't know. What story should we start with? Something mild or just whatever? Because I didn't read any of these.
Um, wait, how do you know which one is mild if you haven't read them?
Well,
Guessing?
that was gonna be a roulette the entire time. I was just acting like there was a choice.
Okay,
Yeah.
then let's hop into it.
Perfect. Let's let's get started. So the title of this one is Am I the asshole if I give my boyfriend an ultimatum about being in a cult?
Yes.
Why do you think that?
Hmm. Hmm. Am I the asshole for
Giving my boyfriend an ultimatum about being in a cult.
Is this that she's saying that you can either be in a cult with her
You don't
or
the context
no?
is kind of important, isn't it?
Yes. So I guess I don't know.
Yeah, probably not. So I guess I should start. We
Mhm.
have been together for about 3 years and plan on getting married. He is the absolute love of my life. In June, I found out he joined a cult slash secret society group, which horrifies me, but he has assured me that it's nothing to worry about and that he is in and out of interest and not all that involved. Mostly what bothers me about it is that they promote false information about ancient Egypt and other historical events and people. I'm going to write a children's book about archaeology and Egyptology, which is sacred to me, so him being supportive of this group feels like he does not care about my feelings or purpose since he continues to be a member, despite me expressing this on several occasions and pouring my heart and soul out to him in a letter about it. 2 months ago, he told me that he didn't see himself being in it for much longer, and I felt so relieved. However, last weekend, I discovered that a month ago he ordered some long candles and holders, which are the kind required to do the initiation ritual into this cult after 3 months of their studies, which would line up with the time of him reaching that point. I'm trying not to assume the worst, but I really don't think he'd have any other reason to buy candles like this. I'm horrified that he's more into the cult than he has told me, and is lying to me about how much it means to him. I want to try to have an honest discussion with him this weekend and discover what's going on. If push comes to shove, am I being the asshole if I decide to give him an ultimatum between being with me and being in this group?
No, you're not the asshole for that. That's I don't know what the group is, but I guess I don't know what kind of behavior he's displaying.
I
Like,
think it's not even the behavior, but the fact that what they believe is the exact opposition of what she supports and is writing about,
mhm.
what her job is.
Mhm.
And it's just like, why are you going to join something that literally denies everything that I'm doing
Yeah.
and not understand that I'm uncomfortable and decide that what they're doing is more important than how I feel? I think that's
Yeah.
where the problem lies, not the fact that it could or couldn't be a cult or a secret society.
Yeah. That
Mm.
makes
It's
sense.
just the inconsideration of the partner who's already told them how they felt.
Yeah. I don't think that she's the asshole for this. I don't know what this secret society is like, but it really sounds like they don't have good compatibility with this issue just because, let me go support something that is the opposite of what you work with in life. Like, what
Right.
the fuck? I mean, are
Yeah.
we allowed to curse on here?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
That's completely fine.
Okay.
It's um it's just the commenter OP responds a lot, but I'm not seeing any really good comments, but I'll just read this comment.
Okay.
It says, "Not the asshole, it's them or you. Cults are no joke. Look at the Manson family." I hope I said that right. Um,
I don't know.
OP responds, "For sure, it's not that extreme of a group, but the thought of him doing rituals with candles in the dark horrifies me. And it's also silly, but I also fear him being led to some darker groups from being in this one."
Mm-hmm.
And then another commenter says, "I think you're being awfully judgmental. This isn't any different from someone practicing paganism." I probably said that wrong too. "Or being a witch. If it's not hurting him or anyone, let them burn all the candles in the dark he wants." Which, I don't think it's about that. It's about the fact that he's not respecting, like, what she does or her thoughts. And
Mm-hmm.
she's already expressed how this makes her feel. And he lied about
Yeah.
stopping and continued to do it behind her back.
Yeah.
So sure, yeah, you could do this and probably not an issue, but it's the fact that she expressed how she felt about it and he decided to lie instead of just being honest, being like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna stop."
I think that kind of shows that this group might be more cult like than just practicing paganism. Because, I mean, you've been together for 3 years, and he said he wasn't going to be in it for much longer, and then bought the initiation materials required for it. I don't
Yeah,
know. Kind of doesn't sound like that's super accurate to what he's saying.
right. I don't know. When you lie about doing something to your partner after they express their clear disapproval and upset how they're upset about this,
Yeah.
I think that's when it becomes an asshole-ish move.
Yeah. It's a breach of trust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, on to the next story since that one was short, cut, and sweet.
Yes.
Yes. Am I the asshole for telling my brother to stop saying that Christianity is a cult in front of Christian people? What is the difference between a cult and a religion?
I think it's the harmfulness of the cult, which is funny because, like, if you think about Christianity as a whole over the course of time, it's like, yeah, this kind of does some harm to people a lot. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. So, me and my brother were watching a film with my friend who is Christian. He wanted us to watch this film because Keanu Reeves, I probably mispronounced that too, is in it, and he says he's the best actor. Everything was fine until one part of the movie that had a Christian character. My brother said Christianity is such a cult, and my friend looked uncomfortable, but my brother didn't care when I told him he was being rude, and he just laughed and said my friend is stupid for being in a cult. My friend seemed depressed after this and said she was going home because it was late and she had work early. This made my brother annoyed because he wanted us to watch the whole film. It was like 3 hours long. She said she was sorry, that she was tired, and my brother said she has no taste in films or anything else because her head is too filled with culty nonsense. My friend didn't say anything. She just looked kind of tearful and left without saying goodbye to me either. I texted her after to make sure she was okay, and she said she was okay, just tired. After my friend left, my brother just laughed about it and said, "Your friend is too sensitive." This annoyed me, so I said, "You're really rude. And by the way, I don't think, gonna mispronounce this again, Canoe Reeves."
Canoe. Sorry, canoe reef.
I'm sorry, I'm not good. I'm not good at guessing
I'm gonna
names.
I'm gonna say Canoe Reeves from now on.
What's his actual name?
Keanu Reeves? Keanu Reeves? I
Okay, so you don't know
not
either.
canoe.
Okay. Um, By the way, I don't think Keanu Reeves is a good actor because he only uses one facial expression. This made my brother so angry he stormed off, and I could hear him smashing things in his room. Okay. Since this happened, he hasn't talked to me apart from sending me messages with clips of different Keanu Reeves films and quotes about how religion is stupid. Also, his friend messaged me saying I'm an idiot and I owe my brother an apology. I haven't replied to my brother or his friend because I don't know what to say, but I also feel guilty and horrible because my brother is so upset. I don't think Keanu Reeves is a good actor, and I never will, but I don't hate him. I don't understand why my brother is so mad about this, or why he can't accept that I have different opinions. Also, I'm not religious, but I thought that my brother said was rude to my friend. My friend has always been nice and never pushed her beliefs on him, but he acts like he is better than her because he is an atheist, and says there's proof there's no higher being. But I don't personally agree because I've had spiritual experiences before, but I respect his belief. My mom said me and my friend were being rude about the film, and that's why my brother was rude. But we didn't say anything rude. We were just bored during the film, so we weren't as excited as he would. We didn't talk through the film or anything. My mom says my brother was just trying to do something nice by getting us to watch a film together, and says I need to apologize or she will make me stay at my dad's. And my dad lives far, so driving to work will be a nightmare. 2 hour journey from dad's to work. Am I the asshole for getting mad at my brother and having a different opinion?
Okay. So, from what OP is writing, I don't think she's the asshole. Um, a lot of Christians, it's not like you can't just tell them like, "LOL, you're in a cult." They're not gonna take that well. So why like I don't know what the point of like making fun of them for it is.
Right,
Like I don't think it serves a purpose other than making them feel unwelcome and like stronger in their beliefs because I mean in the Bible it's like people will criticize you for being a Christian and you should take that as proof that Christ is real. And so it's like it doesn't work to do that.
right.
So,
Also, the way he was talking was rude and inconsiderate. I don't understand why the mom is being so partial towards the son's feelings and not her daughter's.
I don't know their I don't know their exact situation. I wonder if the OP is keeping out some sort of information like maybe they were rude
Yeah,
because like why is the mom siding so strongly with the son? Like that doesn't make sense to me.
um,
I mean, unless there's like some crazy favoritism going on, but
yeah, but her mom basically was like, "You were being rude about the film, so that's why my brother or son was rude to them." And it's just like one wrong doesn't make the other right.
yeah.
It's like, okay, what I was saying about the film and how I didn't really like it, sure, that really upset him, but also he then went and targeted someone's belief system because
Mhm.
he has a different belief system and called her too sensitive. And if you're going to react like that because you're upset, doesn't that make you sensitive as well?
Yeah.
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 But there is an edit because people keep asking. My brother is 21M and I'm 20F, and so is my friend. And then an update. So my brother found out that I posted this on Reddit and went nuts. My mom told him to go to his friend's house to calm down, and luckily he went, but he messaged me saying it's my fault he smashed his room up even worse. On the positive side, I showed my friend this and she laughed, and my mom actually apologized and said I don't have to watch any more Canoe Reeves films, lol.
Canoe.
I don't. I'm really bad at pronouncing things. And
Should we look up the pronunciation online?
see, yes. I was looking at how to spell it. Keanu. Keanu.
Keanu Reeves. Yeah,
Keanu.
I was right. I doubted myself. I was overthinking.
Keanu.
Keanu.
I'm
but
probably not gonna pronounce that properly either. Anyway.
we could just keep saying canoe.
No, it's wrong. It's mean. It's it's not kind to mispronounce someone's name after looking it up. Keanu. Keanu Reeves. Okay.
Okay, okay.
But honestly,
Okay, now that the mom is saying
I think
that
that,
she apologizes, I think it is definitely the brother.
yeah, there's something wrong with the brother. He's throwing and smashing things in his room because she said Keanu Reeves makes the same expression. I don't really like watching him, but you do you, boo.
Maybe he's secretly Keanu Reeves in disguise.
Yeah, and then blames her for his room state, like she was the one who did it.
Yeah, that's a little nuts.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, your brother is actually just like, he's got weird issues.
Yeah. And then the commenters say, not the asshole, but as a Christian, calling Christianity a cult was the least offensive thing he said. He called your friend stupid. He said she had bad taste in movies when she decided she wanted to leave. Your
Mm-hmm.
mom's viewpoint is twisted. Someone doesn't get to be rude to you because you don't like a movie. However, firing back that you don't like Keanu Reeves wasn't really an effective defense to yourself. Next time he starts to be rude, tell him you're not going to deal with his rudeness and then walk away. Don't engage. Google the term gray rock. And then another commenter below that says, sounds like he cult worships Keanu Reeves too.
I was just
Going
thinking that.
going and smashing shit in his room because someone says that they didn't like him as an actor. Holy overreaction.
Yeah.
What does gray rock mean? Let me just look that up real quick.
Yes, let's see.
Gray rock. It is a technique for interacting with manipulative or toxic people by acting as uninteresting as a gray rock, emotionally neutral, boring, and unreactive, to deny them the emotional reactions they seek.
Pop off.
Yes, I love that method.
Yes.
Go, 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 OP, Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it? There's Queen, King, and what's the other one? Royalty? No. What's the name of someone? Regent? No.
I don't
It's
know what you're talking about.
it's the non gendered term for royalty.
Do you want to look that up
Oh
too?
my god, I guess.
Study.
Non gendered royalty titles. Monarch, sovereign, your majesty, your highness, um,
I think
liege,
sovereign.
my liege, pop off liege, my liege.
Yeah.
I don't know. Your grace,
Okay.
your eminence,
Yes.
archon, sovereign.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, okay, going back, distractions. But no, the son is definitely the asshole here. The brother's an asshole here. The way he reacted was not okay. He's 21 and he's acting like a literal child.
Yeah. There's like, this is weird. Does this happen frequently? Things like this?
I don't know. I don't know OP's backstory.
Yeah, well, if it does,
He needs help.
yeah, he needs
To,
some mental
I
intervention.
think he needs to go to a anger management class.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
There's no need to get so angry about a comment. Like,
Yeah.
sure, just don't. Getting physical and throwing things is so scary because that leads to like abuse down the road. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's the first step there. There's one more before I have to scroll down again to find the old ones.
Okay.
But the title is, am I the asshole for bringing up the cult my family was in, even though it embarrasses my dad?
No, because I do that.
Yeah. Okay. To start, I will not identify the cult. I am also not looking for any advice in regards to what I have gone through. I have been in therapy on and off for years. Anyway, I, 26M, was in a cult between the ages of 9 and 14. My family has always been religious, and my father was introduced to it by a coworker. It's probably like how you picture a cult. There was a leader who told us that he had solved secrets of Christianity, and we were the true believers. He disavowed all media and most modern technology, and over time, there was more of a focus on limiting contact with people outside of the church. Knowing this, you can guess that things got bad for my family fast. Before long, I wasn't allowed to have the same friends who I had for years and had to go home immediately after school. I was only allowed to be home or at church, nowhere else. I can't remember how I felt at the beginning, but I got more frustrated when I entered middle school age. My dad got more into the church. He would sell certain possessions of ours in order to give more money, anything from our family's finer dishes and silverware to my own bike. Eventually, at 14, I walked in on my mom crying. She had always stood with my dad, but I learned she was just as miserable as me. We had a talk, and she agreed to confront my dad. Things were changing, and we were leaving, and it worked. I wasn't there, but I learned that when my mom confronted him, he broke down too. He'd become disillusioned with the church, but the other members told him that if he just became more devoted, our family would see the truth. We cut ties with them immediately, and since my dad did everything to apologize. He used to literally apologize constantly, and he also did things like take out loans for my college in his name. We weren't in a great financial situation after this, and he didn't want to burden me with debt. I've spent time in therapy and believe that while he did to us was awful, he was also a victim and is truly sorry. I feel very lucky that all three of us have a good relationship despite everything. When I was visiting recently, it came up that I'd told my girlfriend about the cult, and my dad got more upset than I'd seen him in a decade. Not mad, just deeply upset, saying that there's no reason to bring it up now, that he thought we'd moved past it. I told him that we had, but it was still my history. We eventually moved on, but for the rest of the visit, he seemed off, and it's really been bugging me. I know he's genuinely sorry, and I know it's very painful for him to think about other people hearing about him at his worst, but this just doesn't seem like something I should hide from important people in my life. I'm really torn. I don't want to hurt him. Am I the asshole? TLDR, my family was in a cult, but we got out. My dad is upset that I told others about it as he's embarrassed. Am I the asshole?
No. No, you're not the asshole. Your dad caused you a crap ton of pain with this. And no, maybe you're not hurting from it now, but it's not like you can, like, oh, hey, just so you know, I know we've been together for like 5 years, but my dad put us in a cult when I was younger. Like,
Right.
what? No, that's something that you talk about. Like,
It was your formative years. Of course,
yeah,
it changed how you would view the world.
yeah,
When
it's
I
gonna cause lasting differences in your life.
Yeah, when I talk about my history, I talk about stuff I went through, like my relationships, my family, the moving I had, you know?
Mm-hmm.
When I talk about myself, I talk about what made me me from my past. And
Mm-hmm.
that would definitely form how I am now.
Yeah, I I completely understand more
Yeah.
than I would like.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no. I mean, I think it's important for people to tell those they care about, hey, I was in a cult. Kind of effed me up in the brain.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's an asshole thing to do.
No, no, of course it's not. It's it explains things. Some comments point out that agreed, not the asshole. Dad is taking son talking about it as though son hasn't forgiven him. When to son, it's necessary to share this information so that girlfriend will understand why he might have certain hangups or triggers. I hope OP can have a candid discussion with Dad and let him know that he sees him as having been victimized by these people, that he appreciates how hard Dad has worked to make reparations for the damages done, and that he harbors no ill will and forgives Dad 100%. Hopefully, then Dad can understand that OP telling people close to him is not to paint Dad in a bad light whatsoever, but simply because OP also needs understanding from people close to him, and that old wounds are like an abscess that needs lancing to free up that energy
Mm-hmm.
so that they can heal, and talking about our experiences is a major way to do that. To be understood and to be connected to people who weren't there when we went through our darkest hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's it sucks that the dad's upset, and I think that he still doesn't forgive himself
Mm-hmm.
for what he put his family through,
Mm-hmm.
which I think going to therapy, taking some time,
Yeah.
like he was also a victim and he needs some space to heal from that.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but not the asshole there.
Nope. Not at all.
Yeah, but going into Christianity again because somehow religion is always tied to cults. It's really weird.
It's so interesting. It's almost like they kind of coincide.
No, yes, but the title is Christians thinking cults are insane and not realizing the hypocrisy in that is hilarious to me.
Mm-hmm.
Hilarious is the only word I can think of. I go to a Christian school. I'm leaving end of this year, so only tomorrow and finals left, then I get out. Thank fuck. People were discussing cults, paraphrasing a bit. Cults are insane. Like, you believe one random guy that aliens are real, and if you follow that random guy, you will get a planet to yourself and not die in an apocalypse? Crazy. So I chime in saying how Christianity is very similar. They believe in a book that tells them one guy comes down from the sky and saves them all from the apocalypse, and then they get a paradise to themselves. Some people try to explain why it isn't a cult because it's true, or that it isn't comparable. I asked them to tell me the difference between Christianity and a doomsday cult. They come up with a bunch of bullshit. As I said, hilarious is the only word I can think of because, on one hand, it is so funny watching them try to justify themselves. On the other hand, it is sad they actually believe it. Is there a word for funny but sad?
Hmm. Ironic.
Yes. I don't think anyone really actually answered that question. There's just comments relating. And the top comment says, former Envi-
Evangelical?
yeah, evangelical here. One of our youth leaders was an ex-Mormon turned evangelical, and we'd mock Mormonism for its ridiculous beliefs, the irony being totally lost on us. It isn't a cult because it's true, which is exactly what a cult would say.
Yep. That is exactly what they say.
Yeah.
Um so is the question if the OP is an asshole or not?
Oh, no, no, it's just their thoughts.
Oh.
There's Reddit pages where you just
Oh,
make a
okay.
title and explain why you think such ways.
Yeah. No, I think it is definitely ironic. I think Christians focus a lot on the fantastical elements of the Bible, like Armageddon's gonna happen and we're gonna be saved by big dick daddy guy in the sky,
Yeah.
and like all these miracles happened back then.
I,
But
I'm not gonna hash on religion. It's just I think that they don't agree with the fact that they're called a cult because of the negative connotations that
mm-hmm,
cults have.
mm-hmm,
But yeah, a religious belief that like a person's speaks about, I believe, is a cult in my mind.
mm-hmm. So I think what makes Christianity kind of a cult, and I don't think all Christians or they're not all like in this like cult type mindset,
Mhm.
but a lot of them really focus on like divine ruling
Mhm.
and miracles and punishment, and it's I like that's not what you're supposed to be focusing on. This is supposed to be a moral compass.
Mhm.
And the Bible was written so long ago that I don't some of them need to realize that some of the morals written into the Bible were made for people who were like barbaric,
Mhm.
for them to start going on the right path. And so it like we need to be held to a higher standard today, but they excuse that pattern of thought because they're so focused on the divine beings and their fantastical elements.
Yes.
Yeah.
Another comment says Christianity literally is a cult, and somehow they do not realize it. I think they're all in denial. They know they're cultists, but since the word has a negative connotation, they deny it. But we all know Christianity is a cult. I was in a religious hybrid homeschool environment for ninth grade. Now I'm in 11th grade, cyber school, so woohoo, no cult. But oh boy, was it freaky. It was so cultish, and I never seen anything like it. Besides the church I went to until 7th grade because my brother was treated inappropriately there. Christianity is the biggest cult out there. They're all hypocrites.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is creepy. When I was in the kind of cult that I was in, it was um it was very uncomfortable because the way they talked was like so for preface, this cult very much was like we are Christians, we're not like a cult. We're just loving God and Jesus, whatever. But the way
Mhm.
they talked was like we need to pity those who don't have the same thought pattern as us. And we have like more power in life
Yeah,
than
they take a
them.
higher ground because of their beliefs, and I think
Yes.
that doesn't actually
That doesn't,
make you a better person or
yeah.
someone worth more.
And this also doesn't line up with the humility that like Jesus as a character had.
Mhm.
And it's and this thought pattern of like I am right, everyone is wrong. I am going to pity those who don't believe in the God I believe in and I'm going to tell them they're wrong. That has become like more and more of a huge thing.
Mhm.
And it's very problematic because they're basically like I am right, you are wrong. If you don't believe me, then I'm going to keep telling you this over and over again.
So, in my mind, I don't think the religion is bad. I think it's how people portray their religious
Mm-hmm.
beliefs
Yeah.
and how they view it itself. Like just the how I explain people who make bad decisions, like yeah, how you felt wasn't wrong, but how you acted about feeling that way was the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, back when Christianity was just first starting out, it wasn't very cult like.
It was just
It,
helping people.
yeah, it really was just a religion, it was a moral compass.
Mhm.
Now people are making it into a map of morals,
Yeah.
but it's not supposed to lay out all of the rules for you. Like,
It's just supposed to be a guiding light.
yeah, you're still supposed to consider how society is the way it is right now and what you can do to love people and not just like say you love them and by loving them tell them that they're wrong, but like,
Or using your Christianity to confirm like how you should have a say in other people's lives.
mhm,
Just like, yeah, you can have those beliefs and I can have my beliefs.
like you are supposed to use this book as a way to
Be
learn,
open-minded.
be open-minded, be kind, be loving in a way that is forgiving and non-judgmental. But Christians just recently, a large mass of them, like a
A
majority, do
majority.
not understand this.
Yeah, a prime example is how they treat people they believe are below them. Like
Mm-hmm.
I worked at a fast food place until I found my new job a year and a half ago. And I'd work Sundays, and
Mm-hmm.
Sundays I hated so much because the people that gave me the most attitude and just felt like I was getting talked down to were the people that were coming straight from church.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like how are you able to go to church, sit down, and preach about how loving and encompassing your God is, and then go back and order food from our place and look down on the people that are making said food because you think you're higher than them?
Mm-hmm.
It just felt so hypocritical. And I won't lie, I did like my entire childhood. I grew up like not in a Christian household, but going to church.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've been to church multiple times. I've heard the word of God. I've been to church camps. Like
Mm-hmm.
I've experienced that. And what they preach is love it is to love others and stuff like that. And I don't understand how they can preach that. And then somehow the people that are getting preached this do the exact opposite.
I think church is not very effective at this point in time because they are preaching, they're teaching love, and they're teaching, that this is the right way, but they're doing it to people who already believe that.
Mhm.
And so they act with confidence, and they act with this, like, it's almost like they feel like they're in a higher society.
Mhm.
And then when they find someone in this crowd of believers that's not a believer, they are like overly kind to where it feels invalidating.
Um some Christians aren't even kind.
Yeah.
Like it feels like they only have that kindness for people that have the similar beliefs with the same lifestyles they live.
Yeah.
It's
Well, so by overly kind, I mean when someone is going to church because they are like wanting to step into this belief, they are like, yes, welcome. We are so kind and loving. This is the kind of love and get that we put out.
right.
But outside of church, it's not like that at all.
Yeah.
It like everything just goes out the window.
Yeah.
And they're rude. They
They put on a mask in church and then take it off as soon as they're out the steps.
yeah.
Yeah. But another story, because we get a little distracted by talking about this,
Yeah.
is fiance is suddenly super Christian.
Mhm.
I, 25, have been engaged for about 6 months now. We'd both sworn off religion towards the beginning of the relationship, but lately my fiance has become uber Christian, and I don't know how much more I can handle. First, they started swearing up and down that they'd seen and met God, which honestly just sounded insane to me. Now they're attending Bible study literally every single day and have started taking the words from the book way too seriously. Tonight, they decided to tell me that they wanted to abstain from sex until marriage. Why is this concept so crazy to me? We have a fucking kid together. He's 2 months old. It makes no sense to me to suddenly say, oh, no more sex, when you literally live with and have a kid with someone already.
Mhm.
I don't know what to do in this situation and honestly feel like I can't take much more of their uber Christian bullshit. I constantly feel like I'm the crazy one for not agreeing with everything they say about God, but it feels especially crazy that after having a kid and pestering me for almost 3 months about my postpartum appointment because they wanted sex so bad, suddenly they're abstinent? This doesn't make any damn sense, and I don't know what to do. And then ETA, since people are confused and seem to think that the gender matters in this whole thing, we are a non binary couple. Both use they them pronouns, and I'm the one that birthed the baby. Yeah. What do you think of that?
Wait, is this an am I the asshole post or is this just a thinking post?
It's just a thinking post. They want some advice.
So it sounds like your partner. So I'm curious as to if they've had like psychotic episodes before because that's a real sudden switch.
Yeah.
I I don't know. I mean, did they meet God? Maybe. I don't know. If they did, then I feel like they wouldn't be so insistent
Mm-hmm.
and devoted right away.
Yeah. There could also be some. mental health problem going on. One of the
Mm-hmm.
comments says, the I met God stuff honestly sounds like psychosis. Late
Yeah.
20s slash early 30s is the peak age for schizophrenia to
Mm-hmm.
introduce itself in AFAB people. For AMAB, it's all over the place. I'd not go forward with a wedding without a visit to a psychiatrist.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking with asking if they ever had like psychotic episodes before, because this does sound like the meeting with God. It's that's like not,
Not, not normal?
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, people have like spiritual experiences, or so they say, and like, yeah, I'll believe you on that. But if they start with this religious experience, this
Mm-hmm.
spiritual experience where they are meeting with God, and then afterwards they are acting like they are like frantically getting into this,
Mm-hmm.
like that sounds a lot uh, like psychosis, schizophrenia type of.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably would see a psychologist about that.
Yeah, there are two updates, so
Mm-hmm.
we get more information.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah. So, update on the suddenly super Christian partner. They left for work this morning, tried to give me a kiss, tell me they love me, but I just couldn't engage after being preached at, yelled at, and called an insane person all night last night. For a
Okay.
little more context, I'm 25, they're 26. We've been together for almost 3 years. We have a kiddo together, little boy who is 2 months old. We're both bisexual, non binary, and use they them pronouns. Absolutely mind boggling to me that someone in the queer community can dive this hard, this fast into this culty shit. I talked with my therapist this morning and told him everything that's happened. The sighting slash meeting of and talking to God, how they referred to the sighting as my God, the very sudden mood slash personality changes, the constant arguing, etc., etc. My therapist, who is a Christian, and even he agreed that this is fucking batshit insane. Said
Mm-hmm.
that it doesn't necessarily sound like schizophrenia, since it's just the one episode, but it does sound like a very drawn out episode of delirium,
Mm-hmm.
if not manic psychosis. I
Mm-hmm.
decided to take baby boy to his grandparents' house for a few days as I don't want him around his parents yelling at each other,
Mm-hmm.
like we were all night last night. I talked to my partner about the therapy appointment today, and they agreed to get a full psych evaluation, but immediately followed that with I'd like to have a serious in person conversation with you after work. So who knows if that will actually happen. I voiced my concerns to some of their family members, who all agree that all of this is very out of character for them and are reaching out to try to help. To those who voiced genuine concerns, thank you. I hadn't considered this being a serious mental health problem and genuinely chopped it up to the stereotypical Christian brainwashing. For anyone still following this, I'm sure there will be another update or two to follow this. And thank you for joining me in this shit show. And that's the end of this update.
Yeah, I think with the explanation of like the very sudden mood switch, acting very different, this is definitely some psychological shit going on.
Yeah, and I'm a little scared because the partner said they wanted to have a serious conversation with them after work today.
Yeah, that is scary. I'm curious though.
You want to hear the second update?
Yes, I do.
Perfect. So, we had a psych evaluation done and have decided that there's a number of factors at play here. Woo!
Oh,
So
wow.
they're listed in points. 1. Fiance was diagnosed with Stockholm syndrome at a young age from traumatic events with their bio father, who is now
Oh,
their boss at work.
oh.
Their dad suddenly turned Christian about 5 years ago after getting remarried to a Christian, and they've been spending more time with their father lately than they ever have. This is resulting in an increase in Stockholm syndrome symptoms.
Oh my God.
Number two, stress of being a new parent. With our little man being right at 6 weeks old, we're hitting our first sleep regression. The demand for the amount of milk he needs has increased. It's putting stress on the relationship, and they're turning to something that gives them a rigid path that they don't necessarily have to think about, but
Mhm.
can follow.
Mhm.
Number three, anxiety induced psychosis, leading
Yep.
to long term delirium. The
Yep.
therapist we saw made it very clear that he is a Christian, but pointed out multiple times that this shit is not Christianity. It is delusional extremism that has been brought up by a response to new slash overwhelming anxiety that caused a psychotic episode. We have a very long talk and established several things. Number four, no religious talk, period. I made it very clear that I don't necessarily have a problem with him being Christian, but I do have a problem with it being shoved down my throat constantly, and do not force it on our kid.
Mhm.
Number five, this is a mental health crisis, and I expect it to be treated as such.
Mhm.
Go to fucking therapy. And then number six, if you want to read a Bible, go for it, but do so on your own and as a scholar would, not with a group of extreme cultists who go out of their way to only seek out the good in the bullshit they're reading. It's been a wild ride. We are finally getting somewhere, and they finally looked at me the other day and said, I do sound fucking crazy, don't I? Yeah, bud. Yeah, you do. Anyways, thanks for following this bonkers story, but I do feel like we're finally getting somewhere. I refuse to just walk away from this person. I have too much love for them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think you should walk away either because I think this is a and it is a psychotic episode,
yeah,
which is like they need help.
yeah,
I'm glad that they're getting it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm just, I'm just glad that that happened too. But going to crazy Christian beliefs, on to our next story.
Yay.
My mom finally told me why our crazy Christian grandparents don't talk to me anymore.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
How fun.
yes. I read a little bit about it, so I know the reason to why,
Mhm.
but kind of crazy.
Okay, I'm excited.
On an alt account because my brother knows about my main, and I don't want this attention to come towards my parents and make it to my grandparents somehow. I never had a relationship with my grandparents from either side of my family. On my father's side, they died before I was born, and on my mother's, I barely ever saw them, and when I did, it seemed as though they had no intentions of speaking or interacting with me. I was at home for the longer weekend because my parents needed help cleaning out the attic, and in one of the old boxes was an old picture of my grandmother and my mom when she was younger. This picture got me thinking about why my mother's grandparents always had acted so strange around me, as if they were avoiding me entirely. I brought the subject up to my mother while we were cleaning up in the attic, and she told me why. She told me that my grandparents had always been hyper religious, specifically Catholic. This came as no surprise, as I had deduced such from various mannerisms they had shown in the little time I had met them. She finally said that the reason my grandparents didn't want to be around me was because I was left handed. What? She explained further that the left hand had been interpreted as the devil's hand as a Catholic superstition. Because of this, my grandparents had always been wary of me, which grew out to them avoiding having a relationship with me entirely. I'm at a loss for words as to how these insane traditions continue to be prevalent in religious circles, especially in older individuals. It saddens me that despite how Christians often claim to be a welcoming community to all people, that many exclusive and elitist traditions continue to be practiced. I hope as time goes on, we open our eyes to realize how absolutely batshit insane these traditions and maybe religions as a whole really are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's good old Catholicism.
yeah. If you didn't know, my co-host Henry, he's left-handed.
Hmm.
Um, but when he was growing up, he was taught how to write with his right hand, so
Yeah.
it it's made him more ambidextrous, but it's also like he didn't learn properly how to, use his left hand to write,
Yeah.
so it messed up his handwriting
Yeah.
and like how he writes. And it's
Yeah.
just like because of how uncommon it is or how the views of left-handed had been, like
Yep.
it messes with people for life.
It is.
Yeah.
It's so sad. You
And I
know,
have a cousin who's left-handed too.
hyenas are left-handed.
Yeah?
Yeah, they can be.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that fact. How do they use their left paw?
I don't know when they dig
Oh,
or something. Let me let me look it up.
oh okay. No, I believe you 100%. I don't need a fact check.
I can't even find it. So
Oh, okay. So it was a fun fact you listened to from a video or something?
oh, here we go.
Oh, okay.
They they appear to have a side preference for the teeth they'll use for bone crushing.
Their left teeth?
Yes.
Oh, is that what you meant by
So
left-handed?
so I guess they're left jawed. I don't
Okay,
know.
it's a fine. I have a preference for which side I chew.
Yeah.
Yeah, like crunchy stuff on my right, and I'm careful around my teeth because
Yeah.
they're fragile little guys.
Yep.
Yeah, but a comment say, thank your lucky stars that you didn't have those crazy assholes in your life, and then so the comment below that got deleted, but Jesus Christ, I wouldn't care if someone's left-handed. I don't get the logic with these people. And then this comment says, a mother is left-handed and told me that when she was growing up, her parents enrolled her in a Catholic school. The teachers tied her left hand behind her back and made her write with her right hand. They would also smack her left hand with rulers or switches if they caught her writing with it. Because of this ignorant, superstitious belief, I guess something did come out of it because she's ambidextrous, but still primarily uses her left hand. Yeah. And then another commenter says, grade 3 teacher thought left-handed people were wrong in the head. She tied my hand behind my back, same deal with being hit by the ruler for my left-handed use. This was the mid-70s, and I think she was a rejected ex-hippie. F- Fast forward to the 90s, where she was trying to get elected to the schools as an education leader on the council. I went to the town hall where she was speaking there, called her out on it. She was horrified, and in the end got 8% of the votes. LOL. Yeah, it's just.
That's so stupid. That's so. Ugh.
It's so icky.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I don't know. I think if Jesus saw someone using their left hand, he'd probably piss his pants.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. What time is it? Okay. So I have two stories left from these topics. One is ex-girlfriend turned insane religious. I left. I found out she's married a year later.
Mm.
Or I just realized today for the first time in 20 years that I was raised in a cult.
I just realized today I was raised in a cult.
Okay, so
I love when
this
we
is
come to that realization. It's
yes,
great.
yes. So trigger warning for brief mentions of sexual assault.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was at my boyfriend's this weekend and he pointed out that it's weird I don't recognize or know any famous movie or TV references and haven't seen a lot of common/famous American movies. I explained that it's because I wasn't allowed to watch TV or movies growing up. I can probably count the number of movies I've seen as a 20-year-old on both hands. He looked shocked. So I jokingly told him, pretend I'm in an ex Mormon So I jokingly told him, pretend I'm an ex Mormon and my upbringing will make a lot more sense. Because this kind of thing happened a lot, where he's shocked at the fact that I don't know or haven't done a lot of normal people stuff. At the time, I think I was in denial when I said that, because I just wanted him to understand me. I'm not an ex Mormon, but do come from a Christian background, but didn't want to identify myself as a cult survivor. I didn't come from a huge, organized religious group. I always thought my family was religious and a bit weird/strict, but that it was normal because it was the only experience I knew. However, today I was looking for books on religious trauma and abuse and discovered proof that my family is definitely a cult. I got most of it from this worksheet/document, and I figured I'd attach it as a resource for anyone who is interested. I think in total there's 81 criteria, and my family checked off 52.
Oh, damn.
The worksheet really helped me put together a lot of the layers of my abuse, and it's helping me realize more where a lot of my self esteem issues and trouble making decisions come from. These were some, not all, of the characteristics I read about that my family had that are also traits of cult systems. Bullet point 1, controlling appearances. I wasn't allowed to cut, dye, or style my own hair for 18 years until I moved out. It had to be long, straight, and blonde. I was allowed to trim my hair maybe once a year, and even then it was almost down to my waist. Bullet point number 2, extreme efforts to indoctrinate members and keep them in at all times, such as isolating them from the outside world. I wasn't allowed to have friends as a kid/teen, and if I did, my mom told me they all hated me, so get me to stop talking to them. This is also why I wasn't allowed to watch TV as a kid. Bullet point number 3, in group and out group. This group of people is bad, and we, the cult, are good. For me, that was my family shunning the queer community and a lot of different ethnic/racial groups, as well as upholding stereotypes about them to try to keep me and my brother away from the people who were not like us. Bullet point number 4. There was a big, what happens here stays here type of mentality that covered up for and it even excused a lot of sexual and physical abuse in the family. We were not allowed to talk to anyone about the abuse we suffered at home, and if they did, we were punished ruthlessly. And of course, my parents told whoever found out about the abuse that it was just a misunderstanding. Bullet point number 5, believe that cultural influences, clothing, or lifestyles were sinful. I wasn't allowed to drink soda, wear anything other than a full length skirt and full length t shirts going down to my hips, or listen to rap music. My mom also slut shamed me a lot as a teenager, which is beyond disgusting. Bullet point number 6, control over or weird preoccupation with members' sexual purity or sex life.
Mm.
Bullet point number 7, shunning non believers and those who leave. Me when I left home and went to New York City at 18, and ruining their reputation in the community. Also, not allowing current members, my brother who still lives with them, to communicate with ex members, me, for fear of them realizing they're in a cult. And then the last bullet point, number 8, mental and physical control. Gaslighting, not being allowed to drive, not being allowed to leave the house, not being allowed to date or have friends, etc. I didn't even have my own bank account for a fucking ID card until I was 18, and I had to get both secretly without my parents knowing. I'm almost 21 and still don't have my old passport because it's hidden from me in a vault in my parents' house. Anyone have any similar experiences?
Girl, you only just now figured out? That's crazy.
I mean,
I mean, it's a cult. I get it. But yeah,
yeah,
yep, you were in a cult.
yeah, a little heavy about
Yeah.
um people. The mind is a crazy and powerful thing that hides a lot of things from us when we aren't strong enough to handle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think children children are easily influenced during
Mhm.
that time of their mind growing and maturing.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to me why she didn't have this realization until after a long time.
Yeah. No, it makes sense.
And I don't think she
I
would have had
was
this
like, damn.
realization until like she had gotten out and experienced a different lifestyle.
Yeah. It's a scary thing.
It is a scary
Glad
thing.
she's out now.
Yeah.
Very good stuff.
Yeah. Um
But that's crazy. Um, is it just her family or were they part of an organization?
So there's a comment that says, I read into XJW stories and think this makes so much sense. Thank you. Someone in the XJW subreddit said that when they tried to leave JW, Jehovah Witness, for
Mm.
They were shunned in the church, and their family/friends were forbidden to talk to them anymore. This is literally my experience. Not a single member of my blood family talks to me anymore. It's kind of scary to think that so much of my extended family is in on this shit. It's insane. My
Yeah.
dad, who is a pastor, let
Oh.
it slip once to me that during the period I went to New York City before as a teenager, he led the church in prayer for my return. And that gave major cult vibes. I realized because my cousins and brother all go to that church too, no doubt they're trashing my name or telling followers I went on some satanic downward spiral or became lost or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's what they do. Oh, you don't agree with what we're doing? It's Satan.
yeah,
Yeah, that's felt that. Had people do that to me.
yeah.
Not very cool.
And not very cool at all. But I'm glad OP has gotten out. It just sucks that their brother's still in there
Yeah.
and all of their family.
Yeah, I hope they get out. But so OP is Jehovah's Witness then?
No, it's Christian.
Oh. Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They're not a Jehovah's Witness, but they read a lot about it and it resonated with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it says, um, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what religion it was, but it was just definitely a cult.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But do come from a Christian background.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was a Christian church belief cult.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I was also in a cult that was like, we're Christian. Just love Jesus.
yeah,
Also, if you leave, we're gonna shoot your whole family. Not really, though.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're just gonna joke about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. um. Yeah, but
Okay.
thank you for joining me today, talking
Yes.
about cults and religion.
Yeah.
I hope it was interesting and that um our opinions didn't offend anyone because that's what they are, opinions.
Yes. If
Um.
you're a Christian, good for you. Please don't be a freaking asshole.
Right.
Um,
We're all entitled to our own beliefs. We just shouldn't push it on others, in my opinion.
yep.
But if you have facts or opinions that are different from ours, you can always leave a comment in the section and, tell me why. Because I won't understand why you're upset if you don't explain why.
Or just be upset.
Or, yeah,
Deuces. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah,
It's a
it's
joke.
not that serious, guys.
It's a joke. He's in love.
Yeah, but thank you for joining us for an
Yes.
episode with our guest, Riley.
Yeah.
And yeah, leave a like or a comment or follow. That'd be cool. Got 8 whole followers on Spotify. Aren't I so popular?
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
basically
Oh my
famous.
gosh, really? I'm gonna get recognized in the streets by my
Yeah.
voice alone.
You're gonna start making bank off this podcast.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No, this is just fun. A chat session,
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
long con with me.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you for joining me in this conversation. And yeah, I hope you have a good rest of your day, guys. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye. Let me just.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, oh,
Bye.
oh
Oh,
no. Oh,
oh,
oh no.
oh
Oh
no.
no. Oh, oh,
Oh
oh,
no.
oh, oh,
What's
oh.
happening? Oh
Let
no.
me just actually use this pad. Eh,
Oh.
eh, eh, eh.
Oh no.
I can't get the no.
Oh no.
No. Oh, let me just click X. Perfect. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.